Good morning, children. Today we are doing fifth chapter of history, the age of industrialization. In today's lesson, you will learn second unit of the chapter, hand labor and steam power. Topics are human labor and the life of the workers. In the last video, we have seen proto-industrialization serve as a base for industrial revolution. Proto-industrialization when production was not started in factory. And we concluded that it was recognized that the typical worker in the mid 19th century was not a machine operator but the traditional craftsperson and the laborer. In the history of United Kingdom, the Victorian era was the period of Queen Victoria's reign from 1837 to 1901, the duration of 63 years. It was the time of world's first industrial revolution, political reform and social change, a railway boom, and the first telephone and telegraph. During this period, population of England almost doubled. This period also saw a demise of rural life as cities rapidly grew and expanded, long and regimented factory hours. Human labor means workforce, no workers. We are especially talking of the workers, not the officer class people. So human labor, if we talk in today's context, even though the world population grew, there is a shortage of human labor. The main reason is the increase in the literacy rate and awareness also. Now people are not ready to work as a labor force. There are lots of options also. They can get the job here and there which they feel more dignified. But this was not the situation during the 18th and 19th century Europe. Here we are talking in particular about the industrialization in Britain. So in Victorian Britain, there was no shortage of human labor. There was a rise in population, commons and opens were being enclosed. People were looking for an alternative source of income. They moved to cities in large number in search of job. So even though factory production was started, industrialists were not ready to introduce a machine that gets rid of human labor and required large capital investment. Let us see the reason behind it. First, there was no shortage of labor in Victorian Britain as we discussed now. No. Second is seasonal demand of labor. Seasonal demand means seasonal work is a temporary employment that recurs around the same time every year. Business that primarily have more customers during specific seasons hire seasonal employees for extra help during their busiest time. Other seasonal jobs require warm or cold weather, so companies shut down in the slow season. For example, gasworks and breweries were especially busy through the cold months, so they needed more workers to meet their peak demand. In all such industries where production fluctuated with the season, industrialists usually preferred hand labor, employing workers for the season. A range of products could be produced only with hand labor. Machines were oriented to producing uniform standardized goods for mass market. But the demand in the market was often for goods with intricate designs and specific shapes. In the mid-19th century Britain, for instance, 500 varieties of hammers were produced and 45 kinds of axes. These required human skills, not mechanical technology. In Victorian Britain, the upper classes, the aristocrats, preferred things produced by hand. Handmade products came to symbolize the refinement and class. They were better finished, individually produced, and carefully designed. Machine-made goods were for export to the colonies. But everywhere the situation was not the same. In the countries with labor shortage, industrialists were keen on using mechanical power so that the need for human labor can be minimized. This was the case in the 19th century America. Britain, however, had no problems hiring human hands. Now we will discuss about the life of the workers. Workers, those who migrated to the cities. The abundance of labor in the market affected the lives of the workers. As news of possible jobs traveled to the countryside, hundreds of the people came to the cities. The actual possibilities of getting job depended on existing network of friendship and keen relations. Keen means family relations. So if you had a relative or a friend in a factory, you were more likely to get a job quickly, but not everyone had a social connection. Many job seekers had to wait weeks, spending nights under the bridges or in night shelters. Some stayed in night refuges that were set up by the private individuals. Others went to the casual wards maintained by the poor law authorities. Seasonality of work in many industries meant prolonged period without work. After the busy season was over, the poor were on the streets again. Some returned to the countryside after the winter, but most looked for the odd jobs which till the mid-19th century were difficult to find. Wages increased somewhat in the early 19th century, but an increase in wages could not keep pace with rising prices. Moreover, the income of the workers depended not on the wage rate alone, but was the period of employment. The number of days of the work determined the average daily income of the workers. Spinning jenny, a multi-spindle spinning frame devised by James Hargreaves in 1764. This machine speeded up the spinning process and reduced labor demand. By turning one single wheel, a worker could set in motion a number of spindles and spin several threads at the same time. The fear of unemployment made workers hostile to the introduction of new technology. When the spinning jenny was introduced in the woolen industry, women who survived on hand spinning began attacking the new machines. This conflict over the introduction of the jenny continued for a long time. After the 1840s, building activity intensified in the cities as the industrial activity increased and population grew. Roads were widened, new railway stations came up, railway lines were extended, tunnels dug, drainage and sewers laid, rivers embanked. All these construction activities opened greater opportunities of employment. The number of workers employed in the transport industry doubled in the 1840s and doubled again in the subsequent 30 years. So this was the condition of the workers during the 19th century in industrial Britain. In the next unit, we will see how India, a colony of Britain, industrializes. Thank you and have a nice day. Stay blessed and listen to your parents.